I frequently get questions like, Nneka, how do I start? How do I start my process? How do I get the programs? What website can I use to find the programs that are related to what I really want to offer? Where do I begin basically? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys or telling you guys the step-by-step process you can take to actually gain admission into Canada as an international student. So if this topic interests you, please keep on watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're an oldie, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Nneka and I upload immigration and lifestyle content right here on my channel. You're welcome and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Okay, so this video is not going to be a long video. I'm just going to be jumping straight into it. You know, funny enough here, I thought I made a video like this in the past, but when I was going through past videos, I realized that I haven't actually made a detailed video. I usually just mention it in random videos here and there. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the steps you can take to get admission into Canada step by step. This video is actually like a guideline you can follow to make your process way easy. The first thing you have to do is determine the program you want to take. I know this can differ because people might want to come in as undergrad or postgrad, right? If you're coming as an undergrad, what you did in high school, maybe if you're in a science or art course, it will kind of give you an idea of the direction you'd want to take. And if you're coming in as a postgrad, your undergrad studies can kind of give you a bit of direction as well on the path to take, or maybe better still, you might want to change your entire program or entire course. That's a different case and you can definitely do that, but you'd have to figure out the program you want to take first before you can continue with this journey. Okay, you figured out the program you'd want to take, you're satisfied with it. The second step is find the schools that offer your program. There are two websites that I know are really reliable for helping you find schools that offer your program. The first website is educanada.ca and the second website is universitystudy.ca, right? So you go to each website and just type your program, nursing, catering, carpentry or whatever. Then the list of universities or colleges that offer that program will pop up. This stage is not the stage where you would figure out the exact university or the exact college you would get into, because there are so many other factors that would affect your decision, right? Which we'll talk about as we go on. But it's a stage where you would have your options. You will have so many options and it can be kind of overwhelming at this stage. But when we go further in today's video, you'll be able to streamline those universities or those options you have, and you'll be able to decide on the exact college or university you would want to go for. Now that you have your options, maybe there are 5, 6, 10. The next thing now is to figure out all the schools or all the universities that are under the DLI list. The schools or the university you pick must be under the DLI list. And I know some of you guys might not know what DLI means, but I'll give you an overview of what DLI is right now. DLI means Designated Learning Institution. I've mentioned this in several videos before, and I also have like a detailed video that speaks or talks about it. I will link it up here somewhere. They are basically institutions approved by a provincial or territorial government to host international students. To apply for a study permit into Canada, you need an acceptance letter from a designated learning institution. It is very, very important. If the school you decide to go for is not under the DLI list, your visa is definitely not going to be accepted. Your list should be a bit shorter because you know, okay, yes, these are the list of schools that I can only apply into. Okay, I'll leave a link in the description box that can help you figure out if a school is a designated learning institution. So now that your list is a bit shorter, well, I'm hoping your list is a bit shorter and you've gone through the third stage. The fourth stage now is make sure that the program you want to offer in that particular institution is eligible for a PGWP. PGWP means postgraduate work permit, and it's just a permit that allows you to work after you graduate from school. If you're planning on working after you're finished with your 1 year or your 2 year program here in Canada, which most people tend to do, then you have to make sure that the program you go for is eligible for a PGWP. You need to figure this out. This is so important. But if you don't plan to work, then you don't have to disturb yourself about this. I've made several videos about this particular topic. I'll list them right here. So just in case you're interested and you want more insight into this topic, definitely check them out. So now that you figured out the institution or program you've decided to go for, the next step is look at the admission requirements. Are you eligible for that particular program? Do you meet the requirements to study that program? Just because you are not eligible for a program in a particular university doesn't mean that you will not be eligible for that same program in a different university. So for example, I want to come in as an electrical engineer, right? And maybe one of the requirements for, let's say, University of Toronto is I would have to have worked in the field for like 2 years. University of Ottawa, the requirement is I would have to work in the field for about 6 months, and I have a 6 months work experience. Of course, I'll be eligible for University of Ottawa, but I will not be eligible for University of Toronto, right? You might still be eligible for the same program, but just in a different institution, okay? You don't have to totally lose hope on the program you really want to go for because you don't meet the requirements for a particular university. You can always try another institution to see if maybe you'd actually meet the requirements. I know it can be a bit frustrating, especially at this step, but you would have to know this because if you apply, you are going to be wasting your money because you would have to pay an application fee, right? So you have to make sure that you are eligible and you meet the requirements for the exact program you decide to go for. Now that you figured out the admission requirements and your eligibility for the program you decide to go for, the next step now is to know the deadlines. What are the deadlines for that program you want to go for? Every program is different and there are so many factors that affect a program's deadline: the institution, the term you decide to go for, the kind of program you decide to go for, the length of your program can affect that, right? Just start as early as possible. That's just one tip I would give you guys concerning this particular situation. So now you figured out the deadline, you know, okay, yes, you have ample of time to apply. The next thing now is to apply as soon as you can, but be sure of the program and university you want to go into before you apply, because once you apply and that application fee is taken from you, they don't refund. Most schools now, the application fee is within 100 to 150 Canadian dollars, which is money, right? So you don't want to be constantly wasting money like that. So be sure of the program and the institution you decide to go for before you decide to, you know, apply for the program, but apply as soon as possible. After applying for your admission, you would have to wait for, this is a tricky one because I cannot even give an exact time frame. If you're applying for a college, I would say 1 month, give or take, is enough for you to wait for your acceptance letter to be given to you. If you apply into a university, 2 to 3 months, if I'm being honest, like they actually really take time. They go through a lot of things before they accept you, but this is depending on the university you go for and depending on the program you go for as well. So universities will advise you to choose a second program just in case your first option is not granted to you, then you would be eligible for the second option, right? But most times universities just take way longer than colleges to give you your acceptance letter. So keep that in mind and think about this when you're applying and when you're starting your process so that you have enough time. You've applied and your acceptance letter has been granted to you. It's now time for you to apply for your visa, and your visa process takes longer right now compared to when I applied before. So just make sure that you start on time, but I wish you success in your visa application. And even if you apply for a visa and you get rejected, I hope you have enough strength and enough courage to apply again because it's usually worth it, okay? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you learned a thing or two. Feel free to leave your comments, your questions, and the great thing about this is that we have a community here. People can just reply your questions using their own experience. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also turn on the post notification so that you can get notified every single time your girl uploads a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Bye.